After 9 seasons of playing the Midwestern mom Frankie Heck on ABC's The Middle, Patricia Heaton has returned home to CBS with Carol's second act. And it's about time that I give you all of my personal thoughts on the show, coming up in just a moment. Hello everyone, my name is Rachel, and I review everything. So I just recently sat down and made an attempt to catch up on yet another new sitcom, Carol's second act. And I say I made an attempt because I couldn't actually get through all of the episodes. But I still have a few thoughts to share with you, so no need to worry. Of course, before we get started, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then I would very much appreciate it if you would do so. And don't forget to hit that little bell icon, as that will keep you notified of when I upload new videos. Now with all of that being said, let's have a chat about this new comedy. So, Carol's second act follows the character of Carol Kinney, who at age 50 has retired from teaching, but instead of retiring altogether, she decides to pursue her lifelong dream of becoming a doctor. But with being the oldest intern, she has to make an effort to prove herself to her peers, who just so happen to be half her age. Alright, so as I mentioned, I didn't actually get through every episode of this show. I did try. I think I watched about 11 out of 17 episodes. But after a while, watching this show became a bit of a chore for me. If any of you happen to watch my review of NBC's Indebted, I used the word average quite a bit. And that's the same word that comes to my mind when I think of Carol's second act. There's absolutely nothing about this show that makes me think, oh wow, this is terrible, but there just isn't anything about it that makes me say it's really good either. I struggled to get through each episode because really there hasn't been anything interesting enough to make me want to keep watching. In fact, I haven't even tuned in for an episode since the pilot. I had just been catching up with the episodes on CBS All Access, and that's really the first sign of whether I like something or not. If I really like a show, I'll tune in the night an episode comes on, because 1, I can't wait to see the next episode, and 2, I want the show to have my immediate viewership. But with Carol's second act, I really couldn't be bothered to stop what I was doing in order to sit down and watch it. But I think the worst part of this show for me personally is that I'm not very fond of the characters. I don't know if it's the actors or the way the characters have been written. To be honest, it could actually be both. But either way, things just aren't clicking for me. Now, it's not like the writing or the characters are absolutely awful or anything. In fact, there are a few characters that I do like. But I just feel that the show is lacking something, and there isn't enough chemistry going on with these actors. But probably the biggest issue that I've had with this show so far was that in the beginning, it was so fixated on Carol's age and the fact that she's seen as old by her peers. And don't get me wrong, the jokes about Carol's age were funny for a line or two in the first episode, but they went overboard on them so quickly. And the other characters made fun of her age to the point where it came off as disrespectful. And while they have dialed it down from what I've seen, this is something that still happens on occasion. Carol has worked a full career as a teacher and then retired from teaching only to become a doctor at age 50. That's a pretty boss move and definitely not something to be picked on for. Carol could be seen as inspiring, someone who sets the example that it's never too late to chase after your dreams. And all of the jokes in the beginning that were at Carol's expense, they got old real quick. No pun intended. So overall, Carol's second act has been a little bit boring in my opinion. It can be funny at times, but it needs to grow and find some ways to improve. I still might occasionally check in on it, but this isn't a show that I have to keep watching, unfortunately. But what about you guys? Have you seen Carol's second act? If so, be sure to let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, you can follow me over on Twitter at rr_everything, where I talk about all kinds of shows and movies and also post updates on future videos. But until then, I'm Rachel, and those were my thoughts on Carol's second act.